Hello Usha madam. You seem very happy today. Any special reason?
Oh, yes, I had such an interesting experience in my grade 3 class just now. We were discussing the topic, so many types of animals, and one of my students asked, Ma'am, how are birds and insects different if both can fly? I was delighted with how thoughtful that question was.
My students rarely ask such questions. Most of the time, if they do ask, it's just about clarifying their doubts regarding a task or a school routine. I also feel most student questions are off topic. They sometimes disrupt the flow of my lesson. Unless it's a serious question, I don't usually encourage too many.
I used to feel the same. For years, I believed it was only our job as teachers to ask questions. Students couldn't really ask meaningful ones. But recently, I've changed my approach. I now provide structured opportunities for students to ask their own questions. It's made a big difference to their curiosity and engagement in the lesson.
Really? How do you do that?
This week, in my EVS classes, my focus was on the learning outcome, classifying animals based on habitats and food habits, and differentiating between them based on observable features and movement. I started with a quick game. Name as many animals as you can in 1 minute. Students loved it, and it helped activate what they already knew. Then I clearly told them our lesson objectives. Today, we are learning about different types of animals and how to identify similarities and differences among them. After that, I invited them, looking at this topic, what questions do you have about animals? At first, they asked questions like, how many types of animals are there? Or, why are there so many different kinds? Gradually, their questions became deeper like, do cows and sheep belong to the same category of animals, or are they different?
Do you answer these questions immediately?
Actually, I don't. As students share, I note down their questions on a sheet of paper and pin it up in the class. Sometimes I help rephrase them to be clearer. As we learn new content, we return to these questions. Towards the end of a lesson, I ask, can you answer any of our questions now? Generally, they can answer 2 or 3 themselves. We revisit and update this list in following lessons, answering old questions, adding new ones as we go along. Over time, the children's questions have become much more thoughtful.
But what if children just don't ask questions? Some of my students are very quiet.
That can happen. So to help, I set aside 3 minutes in every class for children to think and frame questions individually or with a partner. After everyone's had a chance to think, I invite some of them to share. Even if a question is off topic, I still note it down. Usually, as we go deeper into the topic, the children figure out which questions are off topic and remove them from the list. What matters is giving students a chance to think and frame questions. Students now understand that framing questions is a part of the lesson routine.
So that's what you mean by structured opportunities. Give time, set a format, and value every question. Actually, such a structure would help all students feel safe to speak up. They wouldn't worry if their question is good or bad.
Exactly. Since I have been doing this regularly, my students are getting so much better at asking questions. They're not shy anymore. They know this is their space to ask and explore, and together we'll look for answers at the right time.
I'm going to give this a try in my classroom soon. Hopefully, this will help my students become curious and engaged learners too.